Hello everybody and welcome to day 2 of the Jazz Piano Basics 101 10-day course. Today we're talking about tensions, and sometimes it may be confusing as to which tension to pick, and I'll tell you maybe 2 or 3 tips. The first one is that tensions that exist within the key that you are working in are always going to be the best tensions to use. They're always available tensions that you can use. The second one is voice leading. When picking a tension, sometimes you want to see what tension to use over a dominant chord, for instance, that's going to lead nicely to a chord tone that is to come. So for instance, if I have like an A7 with a flat 9 on top, right, this will move nicely to the 5 of D major. Or if I have A sharp 5, A7 sharp 5, that will move nicely to the 3rd of D major. Or it can actually move down to the 9th, although the 9th is not a chord tone. So the second one is voice leading. The third tip I want to give before we really get started is to say that you should use your ear. You need to definitely use your ear. It's trial and error. Within using your ear, you also have to listen to a lot of the kind of music in which you're trying to achieve. Listening to jazz records is going to give you an idea of what kind of tensions you would want to employ when you're voicing chords. So in the intro you heard me do something like, and here I added a 9th, which is F sharp. The first 2/5 of tune up, which is the tune we worked on in the first video. If you haven't seen the first video, I will link it somewhere on the screen. So we have D major, and all the notes within D major now are going to be available tensions for this key. So F sharp, which is the 9th of E minor. Now, and this is what you would call, I believe, a Kenny Barron chord, because this is a voicing he likes to use, and it sort of creates a cluster between the F sharp and the G, or the 9th and the 3rd of the chord, and I quite like this voicing. You could totally also put the 9th over here like that, but I like the cluster style over here. Here we have a sharp 11 chord, but the only reason for that is because the melody of the song is on sharp 11. So we can add something like a flat 9. Sharp 11 and flat 9 usually work well together in my experience, but I also like the fact that it's going to lead me down to A. But if you're not going to A, I probably wouldn't use this. And then I resolved to a D major sharp 5, which really is a passing tone to the actual chord tone of D major. It adds some tension. We hear this a lot in vocal ensembles or choirs or old school classical music even, where when we land on chord 1, we rather do sharp 5, then go to the 6, or you can land it, resolve it to the 5. So I'm not really thinking, oh, let me land on a sharp 5 chord just for vibes. It's more so because I'm trying to do a push-pull tension and release on the chord. And then for D minor 7, which is now in the key of C major, I voice it exactly the same as the cluster style voicing with the 9th at the bottom. And at the 5th, here's an opportunity to place a diminished chord as well. We'll talk about diminished chords a little later in this course. So, and I did the same thing here, I think. And then now we're moving to B flat major, so 2-5 in the key of B flat major. I think I simply just voiced this root 7th third because I didn't really feel a need to add a tension. That's another thing, you don't always have to add tensions every opportunity you see. Sometimes it's nice to just play root 7th third. Here I played a F7 13 chord. So, by the way, you could totally add a 9th on C7 like this. Or, but I'm going to keep it plain. Here's my F7 13, but the thing here is that I play root and then I play the upper structure. So 7, 3 and 13 of F7. And the thing that I did here is I added a passing chord. So I played a plain D triad, but the D major triad is actually the 5 of G minor, which is the chord that we're going to. I make it a triad because I quite like that churchy sound. I don't know, but you could totally also make it a D7. But I don't know, the plainness of it is nice. So we're coming from F7 13 again. And here I'm adding the 9th and the 5. We could also alter the F7. So essentially what's happening is, so F7, F flat 13, F7 with a flat 13 to B flat major 9, and this is good voice leading as well. So in the end we'll have something like So guys, that's pretty much it for today. I would say you definitely have to play around with tensions and figure out which tensions you like. I know I've chatted to some people who are always like, sharp 11 is, it's a bit too much. They don't really like to play sharp 11. I quite like the sound of sharp 11 because it's very like, you know, it's like powder. I don't know. It's like powder that's falling. It's like I like the sound. Which was coming from but the thing about sharp 11, it doesn't work in every instance. I find it works a lot with secondary dominant chords. That's the lesson for today. It was quick and simple. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments, and I will see you for day number 3 of the 10-day Jazz Piano Basics 101 for beginners. I hope this lesson helped. There will be sheet music available for purchase. It's only $5, although with the Chordy app at the bottom, you probably won't need that sheet music anyway, and it'll be more useful for you if you don't have the sheet music. But it's available. Check the link in my description, and I'll see you again for day number 3. Bye.